Oh, here we are, man. Can't believe we're getting ready to go into week 7. It's going fast. But excited, to get up there to play at Fresno, ESPN2. So nationally televised game, big deal for our guys, big deal for recruiting. So it's a great opportunity for us to go down there and fight for another conference win to get into that, get to that 2-1 mark. That'd be a big deal for us moving forward as we go into the bye week. So we're excited about it, and our guys are fired up. And obviously, tough loss last week, but that's kind of fueling the fire for this week. So we're excited to get back on the field and get competing against the Bulldogs.
You have kind of the opposite task this week. Last week, you had to bring your players down a little bit from Reno. Now you got to kind of get them back from this loss. I mean, is it? You mentioned what you have in front of. Is that what you tell them? Is your goals are still out there in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's similar to week 1. You go out and you play a great game. It comes down to a 2-minute drill at the end, and you walk away a little short-handed. You did some good things, did some bad things. A lot to learn from, a lot to improve on. And really, I mean, I think that, if you watch us practice and you talk to our guys, there's really a focus on just getting better every day, just taking care of the little things, one play at a time, one day at a time, continual improvement. And that's really where the focus is. So it's not that hard to transition from week to week.
And for Jake and Blake, how much time did you guys take from the disappointment Saturday night to focusing on Fresno State?
Not much at all. You got to move on. Can't keep dwelling on the past. You got to Sunday we started right on Fresno. So we got to keep moving on. We got to push forward throughout the year.
Yeah, coach gives us a 24-hour rule, so that's with a win or a loss. So it gets out of our system pretty quickly.
Can you expound on just the importance of being on national TV? This is the first time that UNLV is getting money from the conference for being on ESPN2, and just you want to grow things, you got to be seen.
You do. I mean, there's a number of things. Unfortunately, in the past, sometimes we've been left out of those situations. But now, I mean, there's twofold. You get the national exposure. It's you're recruiting across the country, especially in the in the West and Southwest, and we can tell people, hey, tune in, watch it, DVR it on national TV. Big deal. And at the same time, you get money, and that helps. That helps the athletic department. It helps the football program. So the more opportunities we have to do that, the better for everybody.
And then you have, I know you don't look past one game, but it is the next one after the bye week that the Boise State game could be switched one way or the other. Is that in your mind at all? If we play better this game, maybe we end up getting another ESPN game in 2 weeks, something like that?
I'll be honest, I haven't thought about that at all. I mean, I know that game's coming after the bye week. Focus really is on Fresno right now. Excited about this. I know in the preseason there was talks about that, and pretty confident that will be on TV. But we'll see. I mean, again, right now since the season started, I haven't thought about that at all.
Tony, you're removed from high school, or Friday night is the high school night, and now you guys are on Friday night. Just a few of your thoughts. I mean, you like the Friday night game? I mean, regardless of being.
I'll be honest with you. It's great to be on national TV. I think Friday night's high school football, and I'd rather not play on Friday nights. I think that's a sacred deal, and I think it's a special night, around the country, and I think those should be reserved for high school football. But I don't think it's going to be that way, again, just because of the powers that be and the money involved and TV opportunities and such. I'd much rather, have those Thursday night games and then Saturdays, and not a big fan at all of the Tuesday games. I don't think any coach is, but again, it's TV opportunities. And again, these are student athletes, so I mean, Saturday is obviously what you want to do because it doesn't impact their educational week. But every once in a while, you got to step outside the box. As long as you're not doing it all the time. I know there's some teams in the conference that have 4 or 5 of them. We never want that, But it is what it is, and we're excited just to go play. And actually, I'm excited about the short week because, again, you come off a tough loss where you played well, and you get to get back after it even faster. So it's a good deal.
Does the short week affect your preparation as far as what you do?
It didn't really. We came in, we had our normal Sunday. We elongated it by about 15 minutes, got a couple more plays in. We stretched out today. We gave Monday off like we always do, just, give them that break. And then today and tomorrow we added 10 minutes to each practice just to pick up a couple of special teams things that we might miss out on, and go from there. So again, it's week 7. There's a lot of things that, we put little tweaks on. We've seen a lot of different offenses, defenses, so we'll be prepared.
Saturday night, you said we'll solve tonight, but we'll get back after it. How was everybody's Sunday when you got here?
You know what? Good. I mean, it was Saturday night was a rough night. You wake up Sunday, you're still not feeling real good, but it's not the 24 hours yet. And you got to go and get up and do your TV show and put on your smiley face and talk about where you're going. And then when the guys come in, the last thing they want to see is a coach that's got his tail between his legs. So you show up and rub some dirt on it and you get back in there.
Just a few thoughts on Fresno State. It's offense, it's defense, what's it doing, what it's not doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's, we've had some differences in quarterbacks and such, and obviously they've gone through that offensively, and it's Anderson, guy trying to remember all four of the names, so Anderson's in there, he gets the start, and he got the start last week, so they're getting more comfortable with him, and, they definitely have some good skill players, so you can't fall asleep on them. Defensively, they fly around, a lot of different blitz packages. Coach Toth does a great job there, and Duder will have those guys fired up, we know the history last year, they came down here, and, Rebels got a win in overtime, and I'm sure they're going to be fired up about that, but I told our guys today the chip on our shoulders got to be bigger than theirs, so, we still have a lot to prove and a lot to play for, and, good football team, but we're really focused more on ourselves than we are them.
Tony, it looks like you've gotten really good early play out of your defense in the past couple of weeks. It looks like you've been tired late. Is that accurate, and is it due to those lack of depth we're concerned about?
I mean, there's some depth issues, I think on both sides of the ball. And then we have a lot of guys that have to contribute special teams wise too. Overall, I think our guys have played well. Obviously late in the game, it's tough when you look at overtime and that last drive. Those guys have 400 yards, but that accounts for 90 of those yards in those last two drives. So up until that point, played really well. But those things we'll improve on and keep working with. But our defense has played good, and they've given us great opportunities. So we just got to capitalize. Again, offensively, we had a night where we had 400 yards. Again, a lot of our yards came late, just like theirs. So it's one of those deals where I think both defenses kind of wore down a little bit. And, that's what happens when you're out there that many snaps.
Is that tough, Blake, being out there for that long?
Yeah, it's tough, but it's nothing we can do as a defense. We practice to play like that, so it's not an excuse we should make.
So that's kind of a unique situation that you have with, thinking back to the football media days where Fresno coach was talking about he comes to recruit some guys, some of your Gorman guys, and he has them on his team and so forth. And you're probably, hey, this guy's really good, take this guy, whatever. Now they take this guy and they want to beat that guy. I mean, it's a weird situation, but just 1 year removed from that.
It is. And that's one of the things you're going to run into. So there's just two young men on that team that Robert Stanley and Nello Otacolo, great kids. We've shared some great times together, and and I see them when they come back in town, and so I'm rooting for them every game except this one.
You mentioned the bye before. How important is it to get positive momentum going into the bye?
It's huge. I think again, if you can pick a bye, I don't think you can pick a better week. That week 6, week 7, I think that's the right time if you can do it. You hate those early buys and you hate those really late buys. But right in the middle of the season, I think it's a good time. Just, our guys have, again, in this transition process, and they're learning how to work and grind on a daily basis, the way the strength program's going with them. They're really diving into that. So giving them a little bit of a blow, being able to cut practices down to 90 minutes during that bye week, getting a Saturday off here and there, just to kind of recharge their batteries for the end of the fight. So it's important to have momentum, though. At the end of the day, we're fighting for W's. We are fighting to win the West. Again, our backs against the wall a little bit after last Saturday. But we're in a good situation. But you got to go out and you got to get a win. If you do, you're feeling really good about it, and that's where all the focus is right now.
Kurt starts again, same as last week.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is, it's been kind of an interesting season. It's in both games we've won, Blake hasn't played it down in the second half, in either one of them. You look at, Blake went down in the second series, I believe, of the UCLA game. And so Kurt's played more snaps this season so far, and he's progressively getting better. And you saw it early in the game, a little bit of struggle throwing the ball, had some drop passes, but as the game went on, he progressively got better and better and better, and really did some great things with his feet. So. Again, Blake's getting healthier and healthier. He's out there today throwing the ball around, looks good. Kurt's getting better, looks good. So I'm actually happy with where that position is progressing collectively as a group.
On that, I don't remember, it was 45 or 49-yard pass, but the one to Count Keys on the 3rd and 12, there was like a San Jose State defender who was running right at Kurt, and then he just stops like 5 yards away, and that gives him time. And it seemed to me that's what his feet can add to it. That guy didn't want to get beat with one juke and give it up. So is that just an example of what he brings, kind of both elements, the run and
He does. I mean, those things they're triple options basically. I mean, you've got zone, he can pull it and run, and then you've got someone he can throw it out to on the outside. And people are concerned about his feet. I mean, you saw that one play. It actually got called back for a hold. But man, when he got out around the edge, I mean, it was a 50-yard gain. There was a couple of times where it looked like he was sacked and he spun out, got the first down. He really did some good things extending drives, and so you have to account for that. It's kind of a pain for a defense when you have to account for the quarterback's ability to run the football. I mean, that's just that extra guy that now you got to man up on. So I think it gives us some advantages.
Are you going to do everything you can to hold Blake out another week?
No, I mean, it's not even. We're not right there right now. I mean, again, I don't think he's not 100%. He's the number 2 now, so he can go. I mean, so if need be, if situation presents itself, we can put him in. We're fully confident. And again, he did full practice today. Nothing, read zone, running around. He's throwing the ball well. Just right now, again, he's not 100%. He's probably about 90, honestly. That shoulder is it's a non-throwing shoulder. It's going to bother him the whole season. It is what it is. It's football, and I think he's accepted that. And so we'll see where we go from here. But right now, Kurt's got the ball.
Is Kurt number one for the long term, or is it week by week?
We're going to take that week by week. I mean, we're going to go into this game with him being number 1. We'll see how he plays. But I said at the beginning of the year, competition's open, and it will be all 12 weeks.
Any other injuries?
No, again, we got some guys that are a little banged and bruised and sore here and there, but there's nobody sitting out. Fred's healthier, he had that little hiccup during the game, but he actually could come back in towards the end of it. But he's a lot better this week. Green's back, he's been out the last 2 weeks, so that'll be great getting David back. He has a lot of depth, and he really helps on special teams too, so it's good getting him back. But other than that, we're good. Matt Leah, probably one more week. This is kind of, we don't want to push it too much, but he's running around right now. Little inflammation, not much, but he'll be back after the bye week for sure. And Darius Mouton's back. He didn't play last week.
How about Phillippe? How much longer on him?
We're hoping to get Phillippe back right after the bye too.
What was Mouton's injury?
Violation of team rules. Head injury.
For Jake and Blake, just kind of what Coach was saying, that short week, is it almost like for you guys too, you just can't wait to get back out there and kind of put that last one behind you? Could you guys just both talk about that?
Definitely. We've already put it behind us. Of course, it's going to stay deep down in us, and we're going to let it fuel us for this week. Like Coach said, we're going to play with a chip on our shoulder this week. It's going to help us during practice. But we've already put that behind us. We're ready to get back out there.
So why is a short week good for you guys?
Once we get the win, it's going to get the loss out of our head a lot faster.
Yeah, it's I think it's exciting to get out there earlier after that kind of game. It gives us a chance to get a W before the bye week, so that's always good. And I'm just fired up to get out there. Yeah.
Got a lot of kids on our roster from California too, so it's always a good thing to, got a coach from California too, so you always get fired up when you get to go back.
Despite your record, it's probably safe to say that this program's on an uptick. Fresno State's on a down year. But last year, opposite ends of the spectrum, and you guys pulled off the upset. Do you guys, for the players, kind of keep in the back of your mind that they're going to be revenge-minded, and this is a big game for them despite the records of where the programs are at right now?
Like Coach said, we're focused more on ourselves. We're practicing for ourselves. We're not, of course, we're game planning for them. They're going to have fuel too, but like you said, we got to put a bigger chip on our shoulder than they do.
I agree with that. They're going to be fired up. I would be too after that kind of game. It's a tough way to lose, so I expect them to be fired up, but we're fired up too. So.
Is it amazing how far in the season you guys already are?
It is. It goes fast, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's been a whirlwind, and it always is though. I mean, that's kind of the nature of sports and everything. And as soon as 1 week's over, you get focused on the next one, and you it's kind of like Christmas. You can't wait, right? Those days come too quick. So it's exciting. You just got to keep improving. We're chipping away at it, but it's a big game Friday night. It really is for where we are in our program and the building process we're going through. It's important to go out and fight and get these wins.
How was that building process? Like from back in the spring and then maybe in the summer, are you taking giant steps back then and now it's just a matter of smaller steps now in improvement, or how does that work?
Well, I'm sure these guys can answer it too from their perspectives, but you just don't know how fast people will buy in. You don't know how accepting people will be. You know your vision. You know how demanding you and your staff's going to be on creating change and getting guys going. But we walked into a phenomenal group of guys as far as wanting to do whatever it takes to be successful here. And again, we saw it in a number of ways, and I've expressed it a bunch off the field, academically, what we're doing, what the kids. I can't express the buy-in these guys had in the off season, in the weight room, and nutrition, and working with Coach Belton, and that whole culture that started evolving there. Their football IQ, the amount of time they spend watching film now, coming into the office, spending time with coaches on their own time. Watching huddle. Again, now we have access where they can watch video remotely. They never had that before. So we had some donors that took care of that, and so they've got some tools now, and they're using those tools. And then coming every day and having thick skin and understanding there's a 2-hour block where it's not kumbaya. We're not there to hold hands and sing. So we're there to grind and work, and it's going to be tough. And there's some blood, sweat, and tears involved in it, and we got to go. And the guys are understanding. It's like, wow, we're going to bring our hammer and nails every day, and we're just going to pound away. And you see that coming through. We haven't been successful in every one of our games, but we haven't embarrassed this university. We've played well in every single one of them. There's been multiple games where we've had a chance to win at the end. Our kids don't quit, even last Saturday night. It's real easy to, big exhilaration. We take the lead, and all of a sudden, you're down 10 points. You come back, you take the lead, and then it disappears. And what do? We go right back and send it into overtime. Hate the ending, hate it. But it shows the resolve, and it shows the cultural switch that's going on.
Still the last team to score in Michigan.
Yeah. Hopefully we can hang our hat in a lot more than that here by the end of the year. What do you guys think? Change?
Oh, me first? I think it's been a huge change. Which question am I answering?
I don't know, whatever you want.
Going back to what he said, it amazed me how fast the whole team has bought into this whole huge change that came about, and the level of trust that we instantly had in the coaches. We grew in each other, and just the camaraderie that's formed throughout this year, outside of football and on the field.
Yeah. I think the program changed a lot from being here last year to this year. Like Coach Sanchez has people excited, so we try and try to play to the level we know we can play, so that more people can come to the games and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good environment to be in.